Good evening, you're watching The Last Word. I'm Kavita Krishnan. Viewers, it is a historic day today. It is a day when a huge section of India is celebrating what they're calling the Second Independence Day. That is because homosexuality has been decriminalized today. Homosexuality, to be homosexual, to be gay, to have a gay or a lesbian relationship is now perfectly legal. With this verdict, the Supreme Court has also given the LGBTQ community its rights. They've given them back their equality. And that's the reason they're celebrating what they call a Second Independence Day. But on The Last Word, what you're going to do is have a bit of an uncomfortable conversation. All of us see movies. Many of us have seen movies that have a stereotypic portrayal of gay characters. Quite a few of us have probably laughed along and have assumed that this is how LGBTQ people are. But today, as India celebrates a historic verdict, we are also acutely aware that while homosexuality has got legal sanction, it is yet to get widespread social acceptance. And one cannot deny that popular culture, especially cinema, has a huge role to play there. So we ask on The Last Word, is it time that popular culture changes its portrayal of the LGBTQ community? That's the debate coming to you right after this report.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's what we are debating today, and there are a couple of questions that we'll need you to answer. Also, the other big question, while it is very easy for us to lay the responsibility at the door of our film industry and the people who make TV shows and serials and songs, the question we also need to ask ourselves as an audience is whether we are mature enough, whether we are open enough to actually support movies that are made which have a gay character in its lead, which tell you a realistic story of a gay or a lesbian character. Are we willing to put our money, buy a ticket for movies like that? Those are the questions we are asking. I told you it's going to be a bit of an uncomfortable conversation, and joining us are Fawzia Arshi, who's a director and producer, Apsara Reddy, who's an activist, Uday Kakkar, who's a gay rights activist, Nupur Mehta, who's an actor, Vandana Kohli, who's a filmmaker and a writer. But I will begin my discussion today with our youngest panelist, Uday. Uday is a college student. Uday, I want you to tell our viewers how pop culture influences how people react to you. When you walked into college, when you walked into campus, how much of an influence did you see pop culture actually make in the way people related to you and in the way people accepted you?
So when I went to college, I came out to my very first friend and I was very close with her. So I told her, you know what, I am gay. And the next question she asked me, so do you apply lipstick? Do you apply mascara? And I was taken aback because I'm a boy. I don't do all of that. So I thought to myself that these Bollywood movies, they create certain standards, and we gay people, most of us do not identify with those standards. We are not feminine, we are not effeminate, and do not portray us that way. We are normal boys, we are like normal men. I have friends who are gay and they have abs, they go to gym, they are then to sports. You watch Olympic games, there are, you know, gay athletes with six packs, abs. So do not portray, see, there are some people who may be feminine, and there's nothing wrong in that, but do not portray the entire community as that. And I have a problem with that because that affects my life. When I come out to people, see, most of the gay people are in closet because they do not want to be treated as, you know, as girlish men, or, you know, a different kind of men who are like girls. So that's why they stay in closet, and that's what I want to do. I want to break these stereotypes and create a normal situation where we are as normal as any other men. That's it.
Right. Apsara Reddy, do you have an issue with the way the LGBTQ community is portrayed in popular culture? And I'm not just saying movies. It could be movies, it could be serials, it could be songs.
Absolutely. Kavita, I've also been a journalist and an editor for a very long time and also a political spokesperson. And at every level of the way I face discrimination because of widespread misinformation that's passed on through mass media. For example, even television shows, and I've written widely about it, the multiple shows where transgender characters are used as animated objects and kind of sexual objects, and lots of sexual innuendo, very animated, very colorful, most of the time, popping their cleavage and dancing to item songs. I don't think transgender women are all like that. I think presenting reality is very important, as the previous panelist just said, that the world forms the country forms the opinion based on popular culture. Films in India are like a religion. So when we have people coming, like recently I protested against a movie in Tamil Nadu, it made major headlines here, where in that movie, a very, very big hero and a very big director and producer came together and have dialogues where they say, if you touch a gay man or if you have sex with a gay man, you don't lose your virginity, so you can use them. Or if you see a transgender woman on the street, be careful, because they're all after every man. They don't realize even transgender women have standards. Even gay men have standards. Not all gay men are feminine, as the previous panelist said. And not all transgender women are half man, half woman. They're completely women too. I've had the surgery. I'm completely a woman. My passport says I'm female. So I think there's a lot of misinformation spread. This whole Ardhanarishwara thing, calling everybody and, painting everybody in the same color is also not right. I think Indian television and Indian movies should act more responsibly. I think the censor board should have an LGBT representative, especially when they're making movies on us and making fun of us in movies. I think we should be consulted.
Right. Before I go further, let me also set the record right over here. It is not that there aren't movies that are being made which sensitively portray the LGBTQ community. There are quite a few of them in recent times, beginning of course with Fire, the iconic Deepa Mehta movie. You've had Margarita with a Straw, you've got Aligarh, Sancharan, Bomb Gay, you have Mitra in Marathi, which is a Marathi movie, Yours Emotionally, and of course the very, very iconic Bangla movie, Arekti Premer Galpo. But coming back to commercial cinema that people actually go out there and watch, cinema that actually does really, really well. And that's a question that I would like to take to Fawzia Arshi. Fawzia, why aren't we seeing enough of realistic LGBTQ people in our movies?
Can you come again? There is some problem in here.
Right. Fawzia, if you can hear me, my question is, why don't we come across enough realistic people realistic LGBTQ people in our movies?
Homosexuality or gays or lesbians, they should be treated equally. This was the demand of these people. That's fine. Today, a revolutionary judgment has come up. I must congratulate the all the community, the entire community, and the nation as well, because this is a good step. This is a good move. But as you are saying that the way these people are, this community has been kept separated for all the time, and the characters were used in order to create humor and to create some kind of different sympathy in the films. Yeah,
Fawzia, go on, make your point.
Yeah. So this was really, I will really not say that it was wrong, but yes, the character is always a character. Movies should not be taken so seriously as generally people take seriously. But yes, it is one of the, this is one of the factor which is very important. This should be shown by the filmmakers very deliberately now and in future also. A lot of great directors like Deepa Mehta and all, they have come up with such films in the market, that they were welcome, they were criticized as well. One thing which is very important, I would like to say that all the religious communities will really not like this judgment at all. So we'll have to be careful while, you know, talking about this at large.
Fawzia, that is not the topic of discussion at all. Fawzia, I'm sorry, that is not the topic of discussion at all. But I'd like to take what you said to one of our other panelists over here. Vandana Kohli, you've been writing about films for a long time. You're a filmmaker yourself. Would you agree with what Fawzia just said, that the portrayal that we see, and I do not want to describe what we actually see, all of us know how LGBTQ characters are portrayed in movies. I would not want to insult the community by actually giving you a description, but do you think that is okay?
Yeah. Tanvi, I make films and I've written more about the mind and the psyche, and therefore I can tell you.
Right, Vandana, please go on.
Yes, please. So I can tell you that the portrayal of the LGBT community in popular cinema all this while has led to several, has damaged the psyche of a lot of gay people and transgender people, because when somebody is young and they see a gay person being in a stereotypical depiction of a gay person, then and sees other people laughing at him or her, then he or she has this very deep sense of shame. And it leads to a lot of closetedness. So, and I've spoken with people also on the same issue. So whether it's okay to portray people the way the LGBT community has been portrayed in popular cinema so far, no, it's not okay to portray them like that at all. I think though, I do feel that over the last few years, we are getting very smart scripts, we are getting sharp scripts, we are getting good script writers, we're getting good independent filmmakers who are politically more aware, who are socially more aware, who are much more sensitive, and I'm sure that, you know, by and by, it's not just depicting the LGBT community in a stereotypical way. I think all kinds of stereotypes have to come to an end sooner or later. So is there scope of doing that? There is plenty of scope. Is there hope that it will be done? I certainly think that there is.
Right. And in fact, Fawzia Arshi, I'll give you a sense of how much damage this kind of portrayal does. Uday, if you could help me over here.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I was in closet, and I came to know that Dostana is releasing, and it's the first Bollywood movie about gay people. I was very excited. I was very young. I was in 6th or 7th standard, and I wanted all my friends to see, because I thought it will educate the society, it will spread awareness. But when I saw the film, first of all, the John Abraham and Abhishek Bachchan were not gay; they were acting gay. And in the first sentence that they say that ये baby ये बाबा नहीं है, ये baby जैसे ही हैं, that these men are like girls only, and the real gay the real gay in the movies were portrayed in a very effeminate manner. And then there was a song माँ का लाडला बिगड़ गया, that really sent me back to closet, and I was like, don't go for this movie, the gay people are not good, because I was homophobic then. I was scared to be gay, I was scared of myself. I would go to Google and search, how do I cure myself, how do I convert to heterosexual, all of that. So I thought that this movie would provide me an opportunity to come out to people, to know myself, but then it sent me back to closet, it sent me deep inside. That's what I feel, that we should have movies like Kapoor and Sons, Aligarh,
right?
And some Hollywood movies like Love, Simon. They portray gay men as we are. They don't have stupid stereotypes.
Right. In fact, I would also like to introduce another guest in this discussion. We have Kubra Seth, who's joining us right now. Kubra, of course, is become quite a star for your portrayal of a transgender character in Sacred Games. Kubra, tell us, you know, how has this character essentially given you an...
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kubra, we are talking about the portrayal of... yeah, go on.
No, so I was just saying that when I signed up for this role or this character, I never imagined for 1 second that it's going to be a part of a wave that is going to be historic. A change that is going to be, like, I was just listening to the speaker, you know, a couple of seconds before you cued me in, and honestly, I feel his hurt, I feel his pain, because I know as cinema storytellers, maybe for the longest time, we've never taken this, you know, we've never taken responsibility of communicating the life or the truth, or I don't know, just the fact that there is, you know, more than what meets the normal eye, and the so-called, you know, this is the normal gender, you are man, you're woman. I was listening to something really beautiful, and you know, there's so many times when you hear conversations that your gender is between your ears and not in between your legs, and for me to be able to play cuckoo with that sensitivity just empowered me as a human being. So today when the verdict was out, and I heard it with Faye for the first time, literally, I was cued into the live TV and Faye said, and ladies and gentlemen, here is the verdict, and section 377 has been scrapped, and literally since then till now, my smile is from year to year. It gives me so much pride. I feel I am one of us, you know, one of us who can speak for the humankind, who can speak for equality, who can speak for love. And I feel so much power to be able to be, or so much force to be a part of this change. It's so amazing. It's an incredible feeling. I have received messages saying congratulations since this day, you know, since this morning. And I feel so good, you know, there's so much inclusion. People honestly think I'm transgender, and I think, I mean, I know I was playing a character, but wow, I didn't know that this is going to be the kind of change that, you know, a character on screen is going to translate in real life. So, I'm just overwhelmed.
Well, Kubra,
so thank you for having me on the show.
Right, Kubra, let's also say that if people have been congratulating you today, that also shows, you know, how effectively you've actually essayed the character of Cuckoo. But also tell us, did you have to go out, did you have to meet with a lot of transgenders to actually know how to, you know, play that particular role? Because we don't have enough of role models to actually look up to. I
apologize, I'm unable to hear you clearly, although I think I get the drift of what you're saying. No, I actually had very, very little time to prepare for this character. It happened over 4 days, literally. I was confirmed to play this character on the 26th, and I was acting on the 30th. So no, I had no time to meet the folk, speak with them. But there was only one directive that was given to me, and that was play it with honesty, play it the way you would play it, because Kubra is a woman and Cuckoo is a woman, but with the anatomy of a man. But that doesn't change the way Cuckoo feels. So if you feel something and if you feel towards it strongly, then let us see it. And literally it was Anurag, the writers, me, the dancers, my co-actors, Nawaz, everybody just sitting there going like, yeah, this feels real. So it feels real, it must be real. So let's do it, you know. It was all of us putting our hearts together to bring to life Cuckoo, and I'm so glad it translated with authenticity. It translated with so much realism and a connection that so many people across the world can make with. I mean, and more importantly for me, it was the respect that was given to the third gender. It was fantastic. Wow. I felt
You know, Kubra, I liked what you just said, and I would like to take it across to another of our panelists. I request you to. I know you're a little tied up right now. If you could spend a little more time with us, you know, this is essentially what Fawzia Arshi, the fact that she said that Nupur just sorry, not Nupur. That, you know, she just told us that cuckoo is like me. Cuckoo is very much like us. So there essentially is no difference. Then why is it that we portray LGBTQ characters in our movies, in our films, in our songs so differently? Why do we caricaturize them?
See, you have to, yes, see, you have to see one thing in the films and otherwise also, that this community has to think that they are not different from a normal human being. First of all, their own mindset has to be at a correct position. Stop thinking. I would request all the people who are so happy today, they are so enjoying, they should start feeling that they are one and the same. They are not different. So if you are going to show yourself different from others, people will take you abnormal, or, you know, above normal or extraordinary, whatever. I don't want to come up with a word. But no, this is what is the problem, that if you show yourself that you're different, people will take you different.
Yes, Apsara has a point, I believe. Apsara?
Yeah.
No, I really believe, I think the victim syndrome is suffered by and large by the LGBT community because of the circumstances they've been inflicted with. You can't blame them for feeling a certain way, because till today, we were lesser citizens, we were unequal, we were illegal. So, I mean, you can't blame them for feeling, you know, dejected, rejected, suffering the victim syndrome. I think what needs to change is the acceptance towards the gay community, the LGBT community at large. It's not really tolerance anymore, because on other television shows and other platforms today, I heard the word tolerance being used. I think we should move away from tolerance. I think acceptance is the word. Greater India should unify itself and kind of celebrate the diversity LGBT communities bring to the table, rather than ridicule the differences.
Right. Vandana Kohli, do you want to contribute to that?
It's not very easy. It's not very...
Yes, please, Tanvi. I completely agree with Apsara. In fact, I think that if the community or members of the community have felt marginalized, it's also because they have often been marginalized within their own families also, to start with. Just forget popular cinema. I think the problem with popular cinema is that they've been depicted in a certain way because the people who are writing about these characters don't understand them, one. And second is, you know, this was an easy target. It's easy to pick up a stereotype, or easy to pick up something you don't understand, make a stereotype out of it, and then depict it a certain way. So I think, yes, I completely agree with Apsara when he says that we should also, with the point that he made, we need to move away from tolerance and talk about acceptance. And I appreciate Fawzia's point when she says that they should not feel marginalized. They should feel that they are part of anybody.
Fawzia, let her finish her point.
You know,
I'll come to you.
I don't think the word normal or abnormal should come into play at all.
Right. Right, Vandana, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I just, my point was that while I understand Fawzia's point, I feel that, you know, the word normal or abnormal, there is no scope for that word. I mean, you know, this is, they're part of the community, and now that it's been legalized, they are, you know, earlier they were feeling marginalized because there was blackmail, there was no acceptance, there was marginalization from home. People are not able to tell their parents. Parents are taking them to psychiatrists and saying, you know, you have a disease, you have a disorder. Certain doctors who, not psychiatrists, but certain doctors claim that, you know, we can treat you of this disease. So, you know, all that has to rest. And that will rest as acceptance increases. And I think this is a huge step forward. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
Right. Uday, Fawzia, I know you have a point to make, but let me bring Uday in over here. Uday, do you think that is the problem, the fact that,
sure,
you know, they do not know enough people who are possibly from the LGBTQ community, which is the reason why we are seeing caricatures being presented on screen, and the fact that, like Vandana pointed out, it's much easier.
See, what I want to say, when I came out to my friends, most of my friends till now say that I am the only gay person they know. So when you are a minority, when you are really less in number, you do look up to television and movies for representation. And when they are representing you, when they are portraying you, you do tend to ask for the correct portrayal. If we are really less in number, so if Dostana is featuring a gay character, I would want that person to be portrayed in the true sense of the word gay. That's what I want to say, that if you're representing for us, it should be really us. That's what I want to say.
Right, but Fawzia also, you know, giving a filmmaker the benefit of doubt over here. How easy it is it to, you know, actually make a movie with a transgender or a gay character or a lesbian character in the lead and actually sell that movie? Are our audiences ready?
See, cinema is a, you are right. See, films or cinema is a medium to entertain or to inform. There are just two things involved. Now, if we are entertaining, a character is a character. We take Gabbar Singh. Gabbar Singh is a character. Now, Gabbar Singh will not say that, why did you copy me? There must be some Gabbar Singh in the world. So, this should not be the matter of conflict, that why you are showing these people like that or those people like that, or it's a character is a character. So, if we start, if our mental approach changes, that's my request to the entire nation and the community especially, that if you start thinking normal, then everything will look normal. If you will not think it normally, then you will always feel bad about it. So you have to start, you have to be normal. If there is a character taken, then it is a character. Why are you so emotional about it? Because it's a film. It's just a film.
But you are the people who are building opinions, so wouldn't we want you to build the correct opinions?
Insult anybody.
I'm saying, ma'am, that you guys are the people who are building opinions.
No, that's very correct. You have a point. You have a you have a point.
He has a point. He has a point, and the point is that
be very.
No. See, the point is that, Vandana Kohli, that somewhere there is a certain amount of responsibility as well when you are in a communication medium, and especially one that is one that is as powerful as movies.
I do agree that we have the sense of responsibility.
Yes, certainly.
There are a lot of
certainly.
Yeah, Vandana?
Yes, certainly there is a sense of responsibility when you're creating, when you're writing something for a medium, any media it could be, whether it's radio, whether it's television, whether it's cinema, especially because it goes so far, it touches so many people. There is a very, very great sense of responsibility. And that's where I feel that, you know, the depiction of the LGBT community so far has been, as our panelist earlier said, for the sake of humor. Being written by people who probably do not understand LGBT at all. And so now that I feel, so yes, so absolutely. And does that harm the psyche of, does that influence people? It certainly does, which is what I said in the beginning, that when a young person, an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old boy or an 11-year-old boy or an adolescent boy or girl identifies himself or herself as gay or lesbian, and then sees the people in the home seeing a serial where a gay person is depicted like a cartoon character or is depicted as some kind of strange entity, and sees them laughing at this person, then this person feels a great sense of shame. And it influences the psyche, it imprints the psyche very deeply. So it is damaging. So it is that sense of responsibility. My hope is that, as I said initially, that there are script writers are more aware there are smart and sharp scripts coming, and I think that these kind of stereotypes will die down. That is my hope.
Right. In fact, Uday,
and should die down.
Uday, when we were speaking earlier, you told me about you told me about a number of things. Now, you have had experiences where movies or characters in movies have made you feel homophobic, almost suicidal. But at the other end of the spectrum, you also told me about how certain popular characters have inspired you, and these are LGBTQ characters.
Yes, like loved by mother, loved by everyone, successful, but then in the end he comes out as gay, and then he says that I'm not really perfect, I cannot live up to expectations, and in the end the mother, she accepts him. So that was something I felt good about, that what, first of all, he wasn't acting in a certain way, he was a normal boy, he was not flimsy handed, and he wasn't going on and on about his makeup and all of that. So I felt good, and when it was my birthday when I went for the movie with my entire family.
He was wearing neon pants and flowery shirts.
And when we were done with the movie, I was asking everyone, that all my family members, did you understand Fawad Khan? Did you know that why he didn't kiss Alia Bhatt? So did you understand the movie? And they were like, why are you asking this question? Why are you so obsessed with Fawad Khan? Because I felt connected with him, and I wanted my entire family to focus on Fawad Khan. So it gave me an opportunity to come out. And that's what I think media does. You change the society, you have the power to influence people, and I am really thankful to that. What you're doing today, then the entire day I'm seeing media is helping to build up the good opinion about us, about the community.
Right. And that's probably what we are looking for here, more positive roles, more positive characters that are created, people who are realistic, people who are like you and me. Vandana Kohli?
Yes, Tanvi, yes. I think any character that should be created for a film should be created with a great amount of sensitivity. That is my approach, and I'm seeing that as an approach that is becoming more and more popular. So yes, to your question, exactly, that every character that is portrayed should be portrayed with a certain amount of sensitivity. There are examples where gay, as you have mentioned, where films with gay characters have been sensitively portrayed. Aligarh is one of them. Kapoor and Sons was another one of them. So, I think it's just a question of time before that change will happen.
Right. And Fauzia? Fauzia, is it easy to create a character like what Fawad had in Kapoor and Sons? Is that something that can be part of mainstream cinema? Can we have a lead actor who is a Fawad Khan and who's gay?
Yes, sure. We can have such films, more such films. We can have such characters, but all the time we cannot have such characters, because a film is a film. It's a medium to entertain. It's a medium to So we have to draw a line that what we are doing. There are certain films who are based on the subject. If they're based on the subject, then it's different. Then definitely one has to be very, very sensitive. One has to be very, very sensible. Emotional about the people. We are nobody to hurt anybody. We are nobody to hurt even an animal. So we cannot hurt anybody. So it's the intention of a film director or a producer is not to hurt anybody or hurt any community. But if we start thinking like this, that talking about the characters all the time, keeping in mind that we don't have to hurt anybody and we have to be sensible enough, then we will not even talk about this community in the films.
I don't think
because
that
if somebody comes and says, claims that no,
Fauzia, I don't think that is a point that Vandana Kohli is making over here. Vandana, I'll come back to you, and I know that Uday has a point to make, but we've got a viewer on the phone line. Sagar has called in from Bhubaneswar. Sagar?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
this is 2018 and I had 18 years from the year 2000, and we still believe that unnatural sex is crime, and it's not abide to that, what's that called, Gita, that Mahabharata, whatever it may be, okay? And I am still feeling that the thing that is written in some Purans and some religious book is correct and
Right, Sagar, we are not talking about that. We are not talking about that. Thank you for calling in, but frankly, we would rather not go into religion and what it has to say about homosexuality. What we're talking today, what we're talking about right now is popular culture and the role it has to play in informing how we think about people. Uday, you had a point to make.
There was a very big film by Dhamma Productions, Ki and Ka, and I was excited because I knew that the movie portrays the main character as a housewife, and when I went to see the trailer, in the beginning the actor says that I want to be a housewife, but I'm not gay and मुझे अपना sex change भी नहीं करवाना, मुझे खुद से ही मुझे पसंद है house husband बनना. So I was taken aback. I thought I am gay, I don't want to be a house husband. I am not, I don't want to sit at home and cook food, which is not wrong, but why are you relating housewife and house husband to homosexuality and transgender?
Uday, I get what you're saying. Now, tell us this. We've got two filmmakers on the panel. Give them your wish list. Tell us what are the kind of characters that you would like to see on screen.
I would love to see my favorite actors, Siddharth Malhotra, Varun Dhawan, being portrayed as gay, and I don't think they will have a problem now. Akshay Kumar played a gay character and he played really well. So I would want the Indian film industry to show the world that we are like normal boys. We do crave for going to gym and playing sports. We don't just sit around nail polishing our nails and applying mascara, all of that. So you can help us come out of the closet and live a normal life, so that 10 to 15 years down the line, no one has to come out of the closet. He can just declare, he or she can declare that I am gay, and he or she would feel very nice that I am not coming out of a closet and telling the world that I am different. I am just telling people that I am gay and it's normal to be gay. So I think the film industry can be really successful in that. You can help us be normal like Hollywood has done. Ellen DeGeneres or Neil Patrick Harris. Right now, yeah.
So, Vandana, do you think we will get there soon? A day where we will see more strong characters like Cuckoo on screen?
Yes, probably. I think so. I have hope we will, Tanvi. I also feel it's a question of writing human stories, I mean, if you're a particular character, if the story is human enough, it is going to be engaging enough. I'm not so, I wouldn't agree completely with Fawzia when she says we can't do this all the time or we have to show them in a particular way, a certain way. I would disagree with you there, Fawzia. I feel that if the story is human enough, it's powerful enough, it's sweet enough. Fire was one example. Aligarh has been another example, and I'm sure there are several scripts still are waiting to be made. And now with this, with the judgment today, I'm sure they will all get a huge boost. And I also feel that almost all the creative arts are replete with people from the LGBT community, whether it's fashion, whether it's filmmaking, and you will have people who will take on the mantle to represent those characters, to write about those characters with more sensitivity. It's just a question, it's just a matter of time, to my mind.
Time, and probably giving the people in the film industry itself, Vandana, the people whom you're talking about, who are from the LGBTQ community, probably it's time to give them a larger voice, a larger say in the making of a film. And here's what we are hoping, that our filmmakers, that people who make songs and serials, popular culture in that sense, really do going forward. What we are looking for here are realistic roles. We're looking for bigger stars, possibly, like Uday pointed out, more popular stars who will essay such roles. We're looking for a movie which is not an art movie, which is a movie that the Aam Aadmi will pay money for and go and walk in and actually see. We're looking for filmmakers to take responsibility and tell us stories about LGBTQ people, but tell us human stories, stories that we want to watch, stories that we can believe in. and stop caricaturing a huge section of our India. Thank you for watching, but stay with us. We'll be back with some stories, with some news.